What would you be willing to give to help someone who's very ill? For some, the choice is to give a portion of their liver to help save a life. Meet 4 of our living donors, ranging from a loving sister to a virtual stranger who decided to do just that. Here are their stories.
The tumors did just kind of keep growing, so it would have caused liver failure.
It was cirrhosis of the liver. They don't know what caused it, but that's what it was right off the bat.
I became jaundiced, and they then decided that things weren't improving on their own, and that's when we started talking about surgery.
At any point in time in Ontario, there's about 300 people on the waiting list, and every year, somewhere between 50 to 100 people will die.
So they definitely talked in my first appointment about looking for a live donor. They knew that I wouldn't probably be at the top of a transplant list for a deceased donor for a very long time.
And both Lisa and my husband Mike argued back and forth quite a bit about, no, I'm going to do it, no, I'm going to do it. But we ultimately knew that with her being an identical twin, that she would, without a doubt, be the best match.
I thought about it and I thought it's definitely worth a try. Like, miracles happen, maybe there's somebody out there, maybe they'll know somebody, maybe there's somebody within the church who would like to help you.
At church, I read a small story about a girl who needs an organ donation. This message was exactly what I needed to read. It was what I was looking for, and it came right to me.
It was like a roller coaster. Like, some days I was just crying, I was so scared. Some days I'm like, no, I have to do it. It's my dad. I want him to be on my side for a longer time. It's so hard. It's all the feeling. It's all the emotions.
I told him I didn't want him to do it. I was afraid if something went wrong. And he was so, no, we're gonna do it, everything's gonna be fine. Yeah.
Initially, what had triggered my, desire to donate is that I had a family member who had become ill, and there was talk of her potentially needing one, and I'd heard that, this is something that you can do while you're still living, so that kind of promoted me to do some research, and I knew that, as someone in my family, if there was something I could do to help, I would do it.
Our living donors or children that are giving to their parents or, any other loved ones, go back and tell them there is some risks to this, but I want you there. I want you around. I want you to be there for your grandchildren. I want you there. And that's why I'm deciding to give you this gift.
It would really just start as a question of how do I go about being a living donor, what sort of testing, what sort of surgery is involved.
I looked at the UHN's website. I thought it was fantastic. They had like a donor manual, and they had a whole bunch of different resources that really explicitly explained the process and, the complications that could arise and, what the steps were to take in the process of becoming a donor.
It's an extremely thorough process. Everybody undergoes comprehensive history and physical exam. All asking, is this an appropriate, safe choice for that individual?
Basically what happens is that you go in for the first 2 hours. They're kind of, opening you up to make sure that you're still suitable.
So the next part of the operation is to divide the liver into these 2 parts. So we have to keep the trunk and usually the left side intact in the donor and get enough of a branch to hook up in the recipient.
There are no words to describe how they'll be feeling tired or helpless for a little while.
Waking up after surgery and being in pain was different and uncomfortable, but it was definitely worth it.
I know he's sitting here because of me. It feels really good. I know it's painful, but I forgot all about the pain right now. And now I have him beside me. So it's a good feeling.
Recovery time is variable. I'd say on average, most people are back to their work somewhere between 6 to 8 weeks after the operation.
Since the transplant surgery, I've picked up my life completely normally. I went back to school 2 weeks later.
All the support people in there that would come in every other day to check on you, they're rated #1, and they truly are. They truly are.
Here at Toronto General, we have the busiest living donor program in North America. The gratifying part about it is seeing how the impact of the generosity that our donors are displaying and the impact that they have on the other person's life, but also on their own. Life-changing as well for me. It's very fulfilling.
We don't fully appreciate how there are some extraordinary people in our communities who are willing to take risks and take time from their lives to help others like this. So it's a great privilege to participate in the care of these patients.
To offer a donation for someone whom you don't even know, that takes a very special person.
I don't think I'll ever forget how it felt to know that all of that sitting and waiting and suffering was going to stop. There was going to be just a halt, and everything was going to change, and it was just, it was wonderful.
To give part of your liver to someone you don't know just to help them, that's incredible to have that kind of thing in you to help another person.
Just the ripple effect that this has had just even in my own life following the transplant. We've been able to really advocate for organ and tissue donation. It makes me feel like I've done something just to help somebody out and to share the really wonderful things that life has to offer.
If there's something you can do, then do it.
Our family sacrificed everything for each other, and she became hero of my life.
Knowing what it can do for other people, and it's not just the other person, but it's the families and the loved ones, it just makes all the difference in the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
If you'd like more information on living donation, you can go to our website at uhnTransplant.ca. Be part of their future.